One man can feed an entire village, but when an entire village decides to feed one man, it often ends in disaster.
If you don't love me, check them now to watch video to the very end, please!
The DJ Association of Nigeria, popularly known as DJAN, has officially banned Burna Boy's music from all their playlists. Now, if you're wondering why this has happened, it's not far-fetched from what happened not quite long, which was a fight between Burna Boy and DJ Tunez, who's a popular DJ in Nigeria. Now, you see, like I always do in all my videos, I try as much as possible not to take sides. So we're going to work with facts here like I usually do. So before we begin, I'm going to play a few videos before we jump right into the topic. Now, if you took your time to watch the video, you will see that it's a group of guys actually beating down one man on the ground, right? And if you see the group of guys there, that involves Burna Boy and his security team and his guys that he moves around with, right? And DJ Tunez is an ally of Wizkid, and if we know, there's a recent rift between Burna Boy and Wizkid, though it's just majorly online. There's been no physical interaction or anything like that. But then if you watch the video, you will understand that it's actually a 10 versus 1 man fight, because DJ Tunez had no one there fighting for him, right? And it was just a full-on attack. Now, you see, none of us was actually there. I wasn't there, and the narrative being spilled online, no one really knows what has happened. But for what we have gathered so far, with the evidence I've gotten, and they've said that DJ Tunez, being an ally of Wizkid, has always been taunting Burna Boy online, right? So it's just online. We normally call it a cruise, but it seems like Burna Boy is taking it really personal. Of course, the No Sign of Weakness album, he dropped something like, you know, the first song, No Panic, right? And he said the day he will catch someone, the day he's going to get hold of someone, that he's going to stomp on them, and that's what he has actually done, right? And if you see the series of tweets that DJ Tunez has already brought out, and you can see what DJ Tunez said there. You said it was 10 versus 1. They came for him, and now we don't know if DJ Tunez instigated the whole problem or if it's Burna Boy who instigated it, because that was at Obi's house. That's another DJ who they went for a party in his house, right? And right now we have Wizkid reacting to the whole thing. Now, DJ Tunez being an ally of Wizkid, of course, Wizkid has to react. And now Wizkid reacting, and of course, if you watch the other video, you could see Burna Boy, you know, Burna Boy was probably just making jest of the whole situation, and Wizkid already reacted, and Wizkid called out the whole thing, that they went 10 people against one man and it's a problem, right? Now, you see, the DJ Association actually banning Burna Boy's songs on their playlist might seem far-fetched, but from the whole thing, it's like I always say, is you have to look at what is obtainable and what we've already had in the past. Like I said, I love looking at patterns, right? Now, with the patterns that we've seen so far, Burna Boy has always been an aggressive person. Let's be very honest. I've done a lot of videos about that. There's countless videos online about that, and from the fans to fellow celebrities, and now he's coming for the DJs. Probably he might be coming for a fellow artist very soon, and we don't know. And now a lot of people are saying that there's no way that the DJ's ban on his songs can actually affect him. Now, you see, the thing with people most times is, I feel like when it's online, a lot of people just talk and people don't like being realistic. Now, Terry G was a popular Afrobeat artist at the time, and that was as far back as 2017, 2016. Like, we're talking of as far back as the era of the P Squares, right? And this guy was very, very popular, and with his own popularity, he felt untouchable too, right? Now we know that there was no streaming at the time. Now you had to sell your CDs, give your songs to DJs, and a lot of people were saying because Burna Boy, this is not going to affect Burna Boy, and that's why I'm bringing this in. You have to understand that when Terry G slapped a DJ, right, this same DJ, they banned Terry G, right, and that was how his career tanked. Now a lot of people might say it's not going to be the same thing with Burna Boy because he's now an international artist, and the DJs might not really have, you know, that much control. But I'll tell you something. You see, one thing you must understand in the music is everyone has a role to play, and the roles of the DJ is to make sure your songs bangs in clubs, right? So, and if Burna Boy thinks that Nigerian DJs don't have that much strength, I'll tell you that it's actually playing, right? Because this core fan base is from Nigeria, whether he likes it or not. I mean, I'm one of his fans, right? So there's so many of us like that. So his core fan base is from Nigeria. So definitely, if you go to a club and Burna Boy has a trending song and then don't play it in the club, why should I want to go to the club, right? Because despite the whole vibes and everything, that DJ, so DJs have a role to play in making the artist who he is, right? Now, you see, like I said, I don't want to take side because I don't really know what's transpired, but from what I've seen so far is Burna Boy has a lot to lose at this point. And although there's a publication I saw recently that where the DJs are making a reverse on the statement, but I just want you to understand this, right? With Burna Boy's stage, like where he is right now, his current position as being the forefront for the Afrobeats, right? It's all seeming like he's not taking it really seriously anymore. Because I mean, this is okay. I'm gonna play another video right now. I just want to watch this video.
Oh, Charlie, no be tell people to touch that guy. Oh God, no be tell people to not only me. I swear, my mama, if I did lie, people to carry my mama go anywhere with Wizkid, mama did. Not only me. Two slap, man, I give her. I tell everybody, nobody touch her. Nobody's telling my way that they talk. Anyway.
You can see that he admitted that he slapped the guy twice, right? I mean, this is someone who is the forefront for Afrobeats, who is our forerunner, who is this person who is actually leading us. And you can imagine what he's doing at this point. He's still fighting. And this is something that he was doing while he was still on the G. Like, he was still coming up, he was still fighting, he fought with a lot of people, and he's still doing that now. And so I want to ask a very simple question, and to Burna Boy himself and to the fans, right? If you remember vividly why Burna Boy was still coming up, and during the days of, you know, the Like to Party and those times that he did a lot of great songs, and he was always complaining and he was always saying that Nigerians do not rate him, right? He wanted to be known, he wanted to be there. And so I'm asking this simple question: is it that all this while that he has been clamoring for being heard, to be known, to be acknowledged, that he just wanted to be an oppressor? Because this is giving all vibes of an oppressor. There's nothing else. And scratch the fact that I'm a fan, you know, the fact that I'm a fan doesn't mean that I don't have a brain to use, right? This guy literally is an oppressor, because I haven't seen Wizkid do this or Davido do it. That is always Burna. He's always in the news for the wrong reasons every time, and it's always seeming like we all made a mistake. Yeah, that's what it's all seeming like. Like we all made a mistake picking someone who doesn't understand that his position at this point requires him to be a different person. except he's not ready to be that person anymore, then fine, then we can literally just move on and give it to someone else, because of course it is the fans who determines who goes forward. If your fans don't play that role, like I said, everyone has a role to play. The DJs have a role to play, the fans have a critical role to play, and now of course we have the management, but you know, the core thing starts from the fans to the DJs and every other person there. So if at this point in his career he's still doing the same thing that he has been doing when he was still coming up, then of course this man has no regard for Nigerians, honestly. Because if he were to be probably in somewhere like the United States, right, we all heard the story of what happened to Kanye West recently, right, and we all saw what happened to Offset. We all saw that, right? So if it were to be somewhere like the United States where everyone is allowed to carry PPUs, right, and he decides that he's going to go crazy and go start blazing, then what happens? He might probably have lost his life years ago. So, and one thing I want everyone to understand is Afrobeat has no room for violence. Afrobeat has no room for that. That if you want to be violent, you want to be a gangster, take that shit to the United States and start doing it there. You can't bring it to Afrobeat. What we want in Afrobeat is simply the vibe. That, yeah, of course we can always have this online trolling and all that. It's part of the game. It's part, like I said, this clout chasing is part of the business, right? But when you start making it physical and that goes beyond the entertainment itself, Afrobeat has no room for violence. You know, when I listened to the No Panic, I thought it was just a song, but man, is really serious. So, and you see, there's a song he actually released with the previous album, and that was Cloak and Dagger. If you listen to Cloak and Dagger, it's almost saying that he's the one trying to bring violence into Afrobeat. He's trying to bring violence to the game, and we can't accept that at this point, because we see the culture of the Americans, the hip-hop culture is totally off, and you can see young people losing their lives. And what I'm saying right now is, if we continue to allow this trend to happen where someone is now attacking not just the fans, he attacks his fans, attacks his fellow artists, is attacking DJs, then there's nothing he can't do. There's nothing they can do. So if at this point where everyone is taking it like it's going to be it's going to die off, no, there's no need saying it's going to die off. This is at this point that we have to start thinking critically. Where are we taking Afrobeat to? Are we trying to make Afrobeat a genre for violence, just like the hip hop? And what I'm saying is, if we allow this trend to continue to happen, and one of the biggest sellers out there trying to bring violence into the game, and that means Afrobeat is going nowhere. And of course, you know how we do right here. If you know you love videos like this, of course you have to share, like, and subscribe. That is a normal thing you have to do when you're on this channel. And we have so many beautiful videos on the playlist, and you can check the Gist Arena podcast, where we have great videos, amazing videos. And let me know your thoughts. Your thoughts, you drop in the comment section. If you think that what the DJs have said has an effect on Burna Boy's career, let me know in the comment section. And if you feel like, well, Burna Boy has to stop right now, let me know what you have to say in the comment section. And of course, I'll see you guys some other time. Bye bye.